Hello everyone, this is Sonika Chopra from The Happy Path. I'm a life coach to decision makers, a personal counselor and a workshop speaker. Thank you for joining me on this video today. I hope this video finds you happy, healthy, blessed and safe. Of late, I've been thinking a lot about the 5 languages of love. Did you know there are languages of love? A very wise man called Gary Chapman wrote about the 5 languages of love, and to be very honest, I think it's completely changed how I look at love, how I look at people, and how I understand people. It's completely changed how I interact with people and how I express my love, concern, compassion, or friendship to them. You might ask me, what does the language of love actually mean? What it means is everybody has one primary and one secondary language of love, their method of showing how they love people. For example, somebody might buy gifts for another person could make a cake for somebody they love, a third person could give lots of loving words and affirmations to somebody they care about, another person could take time out from their busy schedules to spend with another person who they love and care for. A person like me, I am a hugger. I love hugging and I love getting kisses and hugs in return. So as you can see, everybody has a different language of expressing how they feel for somebody they love. So yes, if you put it down in a structured way, I think it's a fabulous way of understanding more about the people who we love and the people who matter to us. And I think it's a great tool for us to get better at expressing our love in a language that the other person doesn't just understand but actually enjoys. The equation is very simple. I could love you to the moon and back, but if I'm speaking French and the only language you learn is German, it's going to be a difficult communication to happen, right? Which is why, after understanding these 5 languages of love, I have completely changed how I interact with the people I care for. You may call me a chameleon, but I think it's beautiful when you see the results of something that you do for somebody you love in the exact language that they know very, very well. So let me explain. There are actually 5 languages of love: gifting, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. If we understand not just our primary language of love and our secondary language of love, it's very important that we also make an attempt to understand another's. For example, I am a hugger, so my primary language of love is physical touch, but my husband is not. I think his primary language of love is acts of service. I didn't know that for a very long time. And so when I was expecting hugs and kisses from somebody who doesn't even know the language, well, you can understand, there was a little bit of a communication gap. But now that I understand his language of love and I understand that for him an act of service is greater than anything else, then I know that when he is down and out, he doesn't need a hug or a kiss. What he probably needs is a table laden with the food he loves, which he knows that I have made for him so that he feels better. And of course, I don't let a single opportunity pass when I have to explain to him that, hello, I am down and all I need is a hug. I do not need you to clean my room. I do not need you to fetch me something from the store. I need you to sit down and hug me. I think knowledge of the 5 languages of love is a very, very cool tool to have. I mean, imagine it's like getting into somebody's mind and actually trying to understand how it operates. So I want you to stop right now and ask yourself, what is your primary language of love? Do you like it when somebody gifts you something? Do you absolutely love it when somebody praises you or says something wonderful and you feel absolutely ecstatic about that appreciation? Do you feel amazing when somebody does nothing for you, gifts you nothing, but sets aside a huge chunk of their time just to sit and chat with you? It may not be something very important, just gossiping or chatting or having a little fun by doing absolutely nothing, but that quality time that they spend with you makes you feel phenomenal. Or are you the kind of person who, when somebody does something even very, very tiny, you feel totally touched? Like if you express The fact that you want a glass of water and somebody's got you that glass of water even before you have expressed it, or even before you could get up and get it for yourself. And then when they get that water, you feel extremely touched and grateful. It could mean that the act of service is your language of love. So I suggest you pause this video right now and ask yourself, what is your primary language of love? Gifting, acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, or physical touch? Come on, pause it, I'm waiting. Okay, now that you got that out of the way, it might be helpful to even understand what is your secondary language of love. I think mine is act of service. So I think I'm blessed. My husband's primary language of love, the act of service, is my secondary one. So I kind of understand his language without being totally poles apart. Regardless of whether your language of love overlaps with somebody who you care for, I think it's amazing to know this thing. It's a very, very cool and very easy and very practical way of putting in a little more effort into somebody who really matters to you. And this also clears up a lot of things. I mean, we all hear of very distressed husbands who say that, I work so hard for this woman, I give her all the money. I bought her a house, I bought her a car, I put our kids through the best schools, and she's still not happy with me. Like, I am lost as to what to do with this woman. But when the language of love for a woman is words of affirmation, when all she wants is for you to look at her and say, wow, you look pretty today, or wow, I have missed you all day, or wow, that's amazing work you do for the whole family, or wow, you are a Wonder Woman. It may be one sentence that takes 3 seconds to say to her, but that is probably what makes the world of difference. Maybe she doesn't want the car, maybe she doesn't want the house, maybe she's not ecstatic about the jewelry that you're buying her. Well, questionable, but seriously, if a woman's language of love is words of affirmation and you are only talking about gifting or acts of service, then I think you're way off the charts. One day, my niece and I actually sat down together and we started guessing the languages of love of all the other family members in our house, and it was a very exciting exercise. I suggest you do this too, and if you want to put it down on paper, that'll be fun to do too, because then you can exchange notes with other people, and especially the people who you're writing them for. When you exchange notes with them, they would probably be more forthcoming about what is right for them. If you love somebody dearly, 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 then I think it's a very small investment of time to find out what is their primary language of love, and then you start doing what really matters to them. Suppose you have all your life been giving hugs like I have to everybody who matters, but then I started figuring out, okay, this person doesn't really need a hug. They will not appreciate a hug. What they will appreciate is for me to sit down with them and talk to them for 20 minutes just shooting the breeze. What if this person does not really need a hug? What they deserve, what they want, what they crave for is for me to praise them. It doesn't mean that I have to speak lies, but when you sit down and think about somebody you love, you'll always find something to praise about them. So do that. And then there are the gifters. There are people who feel so ecstatic when they receive or give gifts. My God, their eyes just light up. It's so beautiful to see. So the people I used to just hug and kiss, well, I've started giving them small, tiny gifts. It could be a rose, it could be a small book, it could be a pen, a dish or a cake they like. But that small thing makes their eyes light up. I think it's also important to tell the people who love us and care for us what is our language of love, at least the primary one, so that they understand and they're not left guessing. So I have told a lot of people that, when you come see me, first give me a tight, nice hug, because that's important. So whether they're forthcoming for that hug or not, they know that if they don't hug me, I'm going to hug them regardless. So over time, a lot of people who are very, very, very close to me, they know that before anything else happens, when I see Sonika, I have to go ahead and hug her. A lot of times we keep expecting that the other person will understand what we want. And that is, I think, unfair, because a person who speaks German is not going to understand how to speak French with you. So the French person has got to tell the person who speaks German what exactly is important to them, and then the German can learn a little bit of the French if that person is important to them. So I think it's really important to not just speak the language of love to the people we love, but also help them understand our language of love. It's one of the most exciting exercises to do when you're trying to understand a boyfriend, a wife, a friend, a family member, a relative, or somebody who you've known, for years and years and who's almost family. I suggest you try it and let me know in the comments about what your results were, and let me know how far off the mark you were with the people who are closest to you. It's not surprising that people who are our immediate family members have never thought about this, so they never know that all that they've been doing all their life could actually be the wrong language. And the point is, if we love the people that we love, we as it is are putting in time and effort and energy into trying to show them the love, then we might as well speak it in the language that they understand best. So from today, figure out your own primary and secondary language of love, whether it is gifting, words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and acts of service. Figure out your own, figure out those of the ones close to you, and then compare notes. How wrong who has been, how wrong you have been. And I think it would be a wise move to keep shut about what happened in the past and look forward to the future with more love, more happiness, and more compassion. You know exactly what to say to the person you love, and you know to a large degree that they might actually like what you have to do or say to them. Good luck, and this may just be your first step to get on the happy path. Hello everyone, I hope you liked my video today. I'd be really happy if you touch the like button, or even happier if you touch the subscribe button. Please follow us, please give us your inputs, give me your feedback, tell me how good, bad, ugly I was, and I will hold it with great regard. In the future, I will make sure that your inputs are taken care of. So hit subscribe right now. Lots of love.